Crypto holders, we are now officially just 3 days away from the next FOMC meeting, and I wanted to make a quick video for you all explaining exactly what I'm doing going into this next week and what I'm preparing for next. Because listen, I am still under the belief that this week coming up is going to be full of chaos, not only before the FOMC, but very likely after the FOMC, and I like to be as prepared for that as possible. Of course, you guys know I try to do my best every day, every week, every hour in order to mitigate the amount of emotions that I feel and make decisions based off of logic and rationale, and that is what we're going to continue to do today. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm expecting to happen this week and how I'm preparing for it. And so without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, before we get into that though, I know a lot of you who watch my channel absolutely love XRP. And if that's you, I have something that I want to show you because Gemini just announced the Gemini credit card XRP edition, in which you can earn up to 4% XRP back on every single purchase with no annual fee. And honestly, the breakdown is just as good as any other credit card. It's 4% on gas, EV, and transit, 3% on dining, 2% on groceries, and 1% on everything else. So no matter what, you're going to get 1% XRP back on every single purchase that you make, but it goes all the way up to 4%, which is just absolutely nuts. And you can see what those conversions can look like. It's actually really nice, especially if you're an XRP bag holder, right? You can just hold that bag, stack up that XRP, and you don't even really need to be buying it. This could be a way to dollar cost average, which I think is really cool. And what's even better is that this is MasterCard World Elite, basically meaning wherever MasterCard is accepted, you can use this at. And again, there is no annual fee at all. So I think this is a huge step up, especially for the Gemini credit card, the kind of like series that they have. And I think there's a ton of cool opportunities here with this that they can expand on even in the future. So what I will do is I will leave my affiliate link to Gemini down below. And if you do want to check this out, I think it is really cool. I actually have mine on the way. So I'll show you guys whenever it does come in, and I'll keep you guys updated as they continue to improve and upgrade the new Gemini credit card. So as I mentioned before, we are now just 3 days away from the next FOMC meeting, and most analysts are expecting that the Fed is going to come in and cut rates by 25 BPS. Now, if you don't know why this is so important and why everyone is talking about it, I know we've talked about it here on the channel a couple times, but I'll give you a quick recap. The reason why this FOMC meeting is so important is because if the Fed does decide to cut rates, it is going to be basically us stepping into a new time frame, a new period in time here in the United States economy and very likely the global economy. Over the last couple years, the Fed has put a ton of constraints on the economy to try to slow it down, to try to get people to stop spending as much money, realistically to make people lose in order to combat inflation. And that has been the primary goal for the last couple years. But now that we're starting to see inflation come back down and the economy really starting to struggle, the Fed might step in and start kind of easing up on those constraints that they put on the economy, which then, of course, naturally should put the economy in a better place. People will have more money. It's very likely that they spend that money, they invest that money. And of course, as they do that, and we're in a consumeristic society. So of course, that's going to bring all this money funneling straight up into business owners and companies. And that oftentimes does kind of convey into a very strong stock market and oftentimes a crypto market as well. So people are looking at this as a very opportune moment. Like, wow, if the Fed does cut rates, we could be going into a period in time in which the stock market and the crypto market and maybe even real estate are actually performing well as people in general have more money. So it's a very big moment here in crypto. I would say this is the biggest thing that has happened since the presidential elections from last year. And that is why so much chaos has been happening, right? That's why the market's been up, down, up, down, up, down. That's why people are back. Social sentiment's back. Everyone's talking about crypto. It's because this is a very, very big decision. Now, knowing that this is a decision that's on the line, and thinking, okay, well, they're very likely going to cut by 25 BPS, many people will say, okay, well, shouldn't we just be buying everything right now? That's the general sentiment a lot of people have. Shouldn't I be buying as much as possible right now? And then on the other side of that coin, some people are saying, okay, well, if everyone's buying as we get closer and closer to this interest rate cut, we're very likely going to see a buy the rumor, sell the news event, which is, of course, going to cause the crypto market to crash after this. So right now in the crypto market, there's two sides of this coin. Some people who are betting that the market's going to go up, some people who are betting that the market's going to go down. And now knowing that this is kind of the environment that crypto's in, I'm sat in a position where I'm trying to decide like, okay, what am I going to do here, right? Am I going to buy? Like, am I going to be in this up only crowd? Am I going to start selling everything because I expect the crypto market to crash? What am I going to do? And I think a lot of you are also in that same mindset as we get closer and closer to Wednesday. And so I have kind of come up with exactly what I'm going to do in this moment. And that is the primary reason why I wanted to share this video with you all, is because I want to tell you what I'm doing. And then I'm going to tell you what mistakes I don't want you to make. Okay. Because a lot of people are going to make a very like small group of mistakes. It's going to cost people a lot of money. Okay. So what I'm doing right now is I've actually kind of put a bit of a plan in place, a plan together in order to play both sides of this, right? So I think a lot of people are looking at the crypto market from a binary perspective in the sense that they're saying, okay, I either need to start selling right now or I need to start buying everything right now. But I do believe that it actually can be a bit of a mixture. And so my general game plan going into this week is that I'm actually going to play perfectly both sides of the swings and go against the general sentiment. I think it's the best thing to do right now. I think, and what that means is, let's say, for example, Bitcoin starts really rallying into Wednesday. I am actually going to take some profits off the table. I'm going to go in and I'm going to take profit, because the higher up that we go, the more likely it becomes that we do see a buy the rumor, sell the news event and that crypto prices do fall. But let's say, for example, we go into this week and Bitcoin's price is dipping or, it starts falling as people start taking profit, expecting a buy the rumor, sell the news event, then I'm actually going to go in and start buying. I am pretty often someone who does kind of play the contrarian perspective. Connor Kenny calls it contrarian trading, and I do like that label for it because I do think that in a moment like this where emotions are so high, the market is extremely likely to move in the opposite direction of what everyone's feeling. And so my general thought process is that going into Wednesday, if the market is pumping, I'm going to really take a lot of profit off the table. And going into Wednesday, if the market is dumping, I'm going to be doing a lot of buying. But it's not even just to Wednesday. It's even going to go further than that. Because truth be told, after Wednesday, we're very likely going to see a very big emotional response from the market, either a big pump or a big dump. And I'm not going to jump in and fuel that train. I'm actually going to move opposite of it. So let's say, for example, after Wednesday, the market takes off straight upwards. I'm actually going to take a lot of profit off the table. Let's say if it just dumps straight off of Wednesday, just immediately starts falling, I'm actually going to start doing a lot of buying. And what this allows me to do, and I know it's a very simple strategy. I'm not, pretending like I'm coming up with anything crazy here, but what this allows me to do is it allows me to play both sides of the coin so that I don't have to worry about trying to make the right decision. Because what a lot of people are going to mess up on this week is that they're going to think they have to make the right decision. They have to pick A or B. I either have to pick pump or pick dump, and I have to commit my entire bag to it. And you're already seeing that, right? Like if we go to CoinGlass, for example, you go look at your liquidation levels. I mean, look what's happening, especially here on the 30-day. So many people are just betting huge amounts of leverage. I mean, look at these leverage long trades that are open right now. $15 billion worth of liquidations to the downside as people are opening up these ginormous 500x, 100x leverage long trades. And then look at this. Even some people now over the last couple of days have started opening up massive short trades with 100x and 500x, billions of dollars worth of liquidations above us. So people are committing a ton of money right now to betting, like almost going all in on what happens here. And I just don't think that's a good idea. Truth be told, I don't even think that you should be making any massive decisions or massive moves based off of a singular event like this, especially in the world of crypto. I don't really think that makes sense. And so the big mistake that a lot of people are going to make, as I was mentioning before, is that they're going to jump in and they're going to try to just go all in and they're going to try to just bet big on up or bet big on down. And I'm like, dude, you might as well just go to a roulette table at the casino and just put it on red or put it on black. Because truth be told, that's the odds here, right? These market manipulators, these lizard people, look, they're going to look at this and they're going to choose the option that is best for them. We're not going to know what that option is. We're not going to be able to control it. We have no say or anything. We might as well just flip a coin and hope for the best, right? That's truthfully the odds that we have in this market of whether it pumps or dumps going into the next week. And I don't want to play that game. So the game that I'm going to play is actually going against the general sentiment of the crowd, because that's what those market manipulators are going to do. If the market is pumping, listen, we're probably going to pull back. If the market starts dumping, it's probably going to reverse and it's going to pump. And so I'm preparing to play the contrarian perspective as I normally do, but just more elevated. I'm going to do it in a much more, like a bigger fashion. I'm going to invest a little bit more, take profit a little bit more, not all in or all out. That's stupid, but a decent amount. Okay. And so that's kind of where I am for the week. I do think it's going to be a weird week, an interesting week. I think it'll be one that is going to leave a lot of people in the dust. I think a lot of people are going to lose. A lot of people are going to get liquidated. I do hope that's none of you, but at the end of the day, I can't really control that. But what I can leave you with is just letting you know that, listen, things like this get dangerous. And if you try to play this game where you just want to go all in and you want to bet on the direction the market's going to go, you're probably going to lose, because everyone loses, right? Truth be told, what will oftentimes happen is you might bet 100x that it's going to go up. Someone might bet 100x that it's going to go down. The market goes up, liquidates them, goes down, liquidates you, then it goes up, right? Both people lose. It's not as easy as it seems. So don't try to take a big bet. Don't try to take a big guess and a gamble as to where it's going to go. I think it's best to play the contrarian perspective, take profits if we pump, buy some if we dump, and allow the market to play out over the next couple of days, maybe even the next week or two. And, after we get through this big emotional phase, I think we'll have a lot of clarity that'll make it very easy to know what to do, okay? So that's what I'm doing. I know this was a little bit more of a ramble fest of a video, but sometimes I just want to sit down and kind of of give you guys my thoughts and kind of step away from the charts and stuff like that. So if you did enjoy it, do let me know by liking this video. And guys, I will actually let you know, if you do want to see some charts today, I am going to be posting some more analysis and stuff over on my Instagram. It's called The Life of Tyler Hill. When you land on my Instagram, go to the Reels tab right here, and you can see I post 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Instagram Reels every single day doing analysis on all your favorite altcoins. So feel free to check that out if you do want to check it out. And guys, I will tell you down below, you will find a link to the school, which is where you can see all of the things that I'm going to be buying and selling over the next couple days, okay? So feel free to check all that stuff out. If you guys did enjoy the video, again, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know your plan and strategy for this week coming up, and I'll talk to you all down there. Peace out, everybody.